Alright, here is one of the more requested videos, builds or whatnot. This is dual katana Kusarigama thrown weapons ninja build. No magic whatsoever. Before I start, I need to say some things. First of all, this is a very flexible build, unlike Iga Yonin one. Iga Yonin was just a build focused on one set, complete set of weapons and armor that wouldn't change whatsoever. What people did not understand on that video, because they were spamming constantly, but if you use this armor, if you use that armor, it was only fixed for Iga Yonin set, nothing more. Of course there were options, there are always options, there are multiple builds on everything that you want to do, but that build was fixed on one set. They were constantly spamming, but if you change the set for this, if you use a couple of pieces there, if you do that, it's not important. It's important that it was Iga Yonin build. This is ninja build, general ninja, that has a lot of flexibility around it. You can choose whatever armor you want, and I will cover it all in this lengthy video. Let's start with core stats. Body 15. Body is needed to wear armor, simple as that, and you always need body. Body is one of the essential skills in the game. For this particular set that is Justice Ministry, I needed body 15, so I went with that. It's up to you though, I will cover that later. Stamina needs to be at least 11 or 12, so that when you wear a light armor, it weights below 30%, so that you get agility A. But it's also a flexible thing that I will cover later as well on the equipment section. Strength not needed. Skill 50 if you can, if not go 40, but main stats here are skill and dexterity. Level them as much as you want. Why? For some reason skill after 50 gives me +3 damage or attack, whatever, on my dual katanas. I don't know how is that and why is that, because when I was leveling hard above 40, my sword was getting only +1 damage. But this one skill after 50, it levels the damage on the dual katanas for +3, which is extremely worth putting points in that. Don't ask me on the inner mechanics of it, I have no idea why is that the case when it's not the case with the sword and heart. Dexterity is there for your ninjutsu, you're going to need it, and for your kusarigama. You're going to need all the points and the capacity of the ninjutsu, because we are using a lot of skills. Magic not needed, spirit up to you, depending on what spirit you're using. I will cover guardian spirit later on. This is not as flexible as with the equipment and whatnot, because these are the core stats that need to be leveled for dual katana Kusarigama ninja build. Let's cover the skills now. Both for dual swords and Kusarigama you should always upgrade passives. Passives are skills, passive skills that increase your either ki recovery in dual swords case, or Kusarigama has couple of passives. Increase damage of final blows, increase the what's else, damage from behind, and something else as well. Go for all of them. As for stances, you should focus 2 stances out of 3, because going for 3 stances is kinda samurai points dependent. You need a lot of them, especially if you want to focus 2 weapons. It's impossible to level all of them, you need to be I don't know what level in order to do that. And it's not even needed. You can do it later on when you've leveled, I don't know, to level 1,000,000 or something. Forget Earthly Flow skill that I'm showing you right now, it's completely useless. You can go if you want for another parry skill in this skill tree, I forgot the name of it, but it's L1 plus triangle. It's also very hard to do, but it's easier than Earthly Flow. Earthly Flow is absolutely useless. For other things, well, I really don't know what to add here. Go grapple, as that's a must for everything. And Moon Shadow is really important skill here, because when you use Moon Shadow, the thing when you slash someone and they are guarding, and then you press triangle, and then you go behind and slash them from behind, it does a lot of key damage when they're guarding, and usually they will stop guarding and you can slash them for more damage, right? And that's how you focus some accessories as well for that skill, because if you equip accessories that increase damage from behind, you will do more damage for that specific skill. And in general, damage from behind is very good if you're doing a fast build, because you will be a lot behind the target. Ninja skill tree, this one is important. Go for Makibishis, go for Fire Shurikens, Kunai, that second skill in the first row that gives you spam ability of Shurikens and Kunais, of thrown weapons in general. And the increased Shuriken damage is important. Go for maximum ninja capacity as well, is the last skill at the bottom. Go for Supa and Catwalking Scrolls, but you don't have to do those. I just like them in general. Go for Sneak Attack. Sneak Attack is a must. And that's what I went with. And I also went with evasion. When you evade, less ki is consumed. That's basically for ninja, but this is very flexible. You can go for whatever you want. But some are must, like Sneak Attack, increased ninja capacity, and I don't know what else. Mystic Art, up to you. If you want to use item fast, that's the second one, or if you want for thrown weapons to do more damage, that's the first one. Up to you what you want. I went with thrown weapons in this case. Now for the equipment. Here is where the flexibility comes in play. You can use whatever you want here. The sets that I would recommend are Justice Ministry set, the one that I'm wearing, Righteous Strategist, whatever. Kingo, Master Swordsman, I will give you guys a location of that later on. And a couple of more are great. But in general, this is where flexibility comes in play. You can choose whatever you want to do here. It's up to you. I like all of those sets that I mentioned, all three of them. You can also go Iga Yonin if you want some pieces on that. You can go normal armor without set bonuses as well. Everything works here. You just need to watch a couple of things. If you go with medium armor, then you're going to have to probably abandon Ayakomori, but it doesn't have to be. You will only have less substantial bonus from the agility damage bonus special effect from Ayakomori. How much more or less, I'm not sure. I don't know the inner workings of that, it doesn't say exactly. I wish they would say that so that it's transparent and not so that we can guess. But I think I read somewhere that it's for A grade 15%, for B 12%, for C 10%. I might be wrong though. Don't take my word for it. As I said before, as for the sets, I suggest Kingo, Justice Ministry, or Master Swordsman. Kingo is a medium armor. I forgot what Master Swordsman is, doesn't matter. But Kingo has a direct bonus from Ayakomori, which is fantastic. And Master Swordsman is also medium, I can see that now. All of those are good if you want to use them. You might have to change some Guardian Spirits, but doesn't matter, it's up to you what you want to do here. As I said, this is the flexible part of the build. And as for the accessories, well, this is depending on your playstyle. You can go for unlimited ninjutsu on both of the accessories, so you will have practically unlimited amount of kunais and fire shurikens. That's the beautiful thing about Ayakomori, it gives you plus 15% unlimited ninjutsu skill as well. Second thing you can go for, if you went for Galnat Bruth skill in ninja section that poisons your weapon, which I definitely suggest that you should go for. You can add 2 accessories that will increase directly damage versus poisoned enemies. That increase can go up to 45%, it's insane. You can boost your whole damage by 45% by simply going for these 2 accessories and Galnat Bruth. Just know that some bosses cannot be poisoned. Third option is to go for damage from behind. Self-explanatory really, if you don't like these 2 options. As for the Guardian Spirit, well, there's a lot of good choices here, from Kato to Ayakomori to Itokuri to Enko, Atlas Bear. I mean, it's up to you here. Your preference depending on the armor that you're wearing as well. Depending on the set bonus for that armor, if it directly affects some of the guardian spirits. Just play with options here. I chose personally Ayakomori, I like it. You can build the whole thing around Itokuri as well. Itokuri gives you paralysis to your attack. So you can also add 2 talismans or accessories or charms, whatever, that would increase damage against paralyzed opponent. So that's pretty viable build as well. Then you should abandon the one that I said that you need to equip accessories if you want against poison opponents. Then you switch just poisoned build for paralytic build. Same thing. I'm not sure if someone can say this because I don't know that. If it stacks if you use Itokuri and then you use that ninja skill that gives you paralytic effect to your weapon. I'm not sure if those two stack. If they do, then it could be a huge success. But somehow I'm not sure. If someone wants, you can test it out and post in comments if that works. But either way, when opponent is paralyzed, you will do a lot more damage, up to 40 to 45%. And you can also use grapple, I think, when they're paralyzed, or sneak attack. You can see on the right side my whole item shortcut. These are all the items that I'm using. It's important having a lot of thrown weapons. I also like Power Pill always and Gallnut Brute because I use poison. So I use before every fight poison and Power Pill, then smash the enemy when I can. If the going gets rough, I go behind, spam shit constantly, annoy the hell out of my enemy and kill them easily. You can see the damage from Kusarigama, it's pretty damn excellent. It's a divine level 145 weapon. Dual Katana 1 will be used against Demon King Oda and against Kelly. It's going to be after this. It's because in this particular mission that I was doing, that I was testing, the sword from the set that I'm using, Justice Ministry, dropped from one of the opponents here that was level 145 sword, and I had level 100 only before that, so it was too weak to use it. So I switched during the mission to Dual Katana, and that's it. Both of them work fantastic. Depending on your preference, you can switch also. You should have absolutely no problem with any of the opponents. Just know that these fights that I did were the first test that I've actually put myself when I came up with the build, and I played like shit because I missed most of the key pulses. I just couldn't switch from my previous build, which was a lot different because I was using a sword constantly, and now with Kusarigama and low stance mostly, and dual swords with low stance, it's much faster, so I couldn't get used to it. And it was also late at night and I was really tired and I just couldn't focus anymore. It's hard when you're doing 12 to 15 hours a day, maybe even more sometimes, for one game and editing and whatnot, coming up with stuff to do. Your brain kinda shuts down. It was a difficult 2 weeks. Here is Oda fight. Here I used Dual Katana and it worked fantastic, as it did with Kelly later on. The beautiful thing with Kuna is that you can use it to reduce your enemy's ki by a lot. You can see the ki draining from Oda, and then I can just use my God of Wind combo with Dual Katanas and he is out of ki. Simple as that. Usually Oda counters this build because he's got a fast way to cover distance. That's bad if you're throwing weapons a lot, because he will then catch you in between thrown weapons. But I think you should be alright nonetheless. You can see the damage, you can see the benefits for everything. After this fight there will be Kelly, and after Kelly there are going to be Yamato. Just so you guys can see the build versus a lot of bosses, how it functions and whatnot. Have fun with it. As I said 100 times in this video, you can build it as whatever you want, just have those core stats similar to mine and you should have absolutely no trouble. You can always use and add magic. I don't want to do it because it's overpowered, it sucks, it kills the game, so fuck it. This is the ninja version of the overpowered magic, if you want that. I think it's as powerful as Omnio. Might be not as powerful, but it's closest to, because these thrown weapons do a lot of damage. That would be it. Have fun, guys. Post in comments your own builds, your own versions of this build, because this is the flexible one, unlike Iga Ionin, where you are constantly spamming stuff. You should change this, change that, when you can't change because this is based on a bloody single set and it starts. So yeah, this is the usual ninja build, while Iga Ionin was specifically for that bloody set. Nothing should be changed there. See you soon.